I ain't working to impress. Baby, we are not the same. You be stacking just to flex. Had to get it on my own, so I'm mapping out the quest. And I ain't never laying up. I'm stomping dead on bitches' neck. Heard these threats, but
Guys, welcome back to my channel, and I'm gonna be playing in some more makeup, y'all. So I don't really have nowhere to go, y'all, but I'm gonna start off by cleaning my face with the witch hazel, and I'm just gonna clean it all over to get all the excess oil off my skin. That way I have a nice clean base to start with. I'm just gonna fan it dry so this way it will be smooth. So I'm gonna start off with my NYX microbrow pencil, and I'm really just outlining my brows because they're already really thick and really long. So I'm really just kind of shaping them more so. the shadow. And I'm only putting a very, very light layer of it. It's not like I'm baking. I'm actually trying to set that concealer. Starting off with that like really soft brown shade, and this is what I was going to use as my transition shade. That orange shade from her palette at the top right there. It's going to be that nice orange shade, and I'm just going to pack that on as much as possible into my actual crease, and we're going to go ahead and blend that into that brown shade. Alright, so here I actually was switching brushes because I feel like I need a brush that would give me more pigmentation. So here I am still packing into the crease, but as you see with that brush change, I got more color and more pigmentation. So when people say your brushes matter, your brushes really do freaking matter. Because one brush for one brand may not do what you want it to do. So you gotta try out different brushes, y'all. Don't getting the same brushes that you see other people use on their videos. Like, you gotta really practice and do what's good for you. Because some brushes might say they're meant for one thing, but they work best for something else that you like. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just gotta really trial and error. But yeah, this color is coming up exactly the way I want it to come up now that I've switched brushes. And I just kind of blended it up into that brown shade. Now, I feel like I was kind of losing that brown shade, so I am going to go back in and try to buffer back in a little bit more of that brown shade, just so I don't lose it around the border, because like I said, I did want to keep that brown shade. See here, I'm just buffing it out. And I'm sorry if it sounds like it's a lot of wind in my background. It's almost like 90-some degrees here in Chicago, so I am recording and I do have the AC on because I cannot afford to not have the AC on in this hot weather, y'all. So hard, but hey, we get it done, don't we, Mom? So yeah, I did have to change. Y'all see, I'm gonna use my left hand to get this done, y'all. When I say this was a real struggle, it was a real struggle, but I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I'm low-key doing the same thing with this left hand. I am not left-handed, y'all, I'm right-handed, but I was gonna make it work because I wasn't gonna try to stop and wait to breastfeed her and then try to hurry up and finish. Like, no, we got to get it done, y'all. Got to get it done. You gotta see it through, my boy. So now I'm going back in with that lighter shade of e.l.f. concealer, and I am actually just going to go ahead and cut my crease. So this I have been working on a lot, y'all, because I've always wanted to perfect my cut crease, and I think I did a pretty freaking good job. I did a half cut crease instead of a whole cut crease, just for the sake of the look I was going for. But do y'all see how like I am doing it? Like, it is effortless, y'all. I am so proud of myself, get out of here with your naked self. I don't know why he thinks that he could just be rolling up in my room with a naked body. But y'all see this cut crease though? Like, baby, it's giving. It is giving. So now that I cut the crease, I'm going in with a red shade that's in that Avani Gregg palette, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the screen somewhere with a star so y'all know what I'm talking about, because like I said, I was breastfeeding my baby and I couldn't pick up the palette to show you guys which one I was going in, but it is that red shade at the top. It'll be in the top corner of this video somewhere, y'all. And I'm just literally blending out the edges so that the cut crease doesn't have such a harsh line there on the end, if that make any sense, y'all. But as you can see, like, I'm literally just putting it around the edge of my cut crease, and right there across the middle of my lid where I actually cut the crease in half. And y'all see my baby got on some clothes now. I made his dad put him a shirt on. Cause I'm like, baby, you can't be just walking up in here showing all these women your goods, honey. You a little light skinned. They will try to get you, baby. So yeah, he had on a shirt now, y'all. So now I'm adding a gold shade that is also in that palette. And I'll insert a clip somewhere in the corner to show y'all where that one is. But I am putting that all on top of the cut crease. And it's such a pretty gold color, y'all. Do y'all see that? That gold is so beautiful. This look kind of reminds me of like a sunset or something like that. Like, I don't know, it just kind of give me what's that drink called, y'all? Tequila sunrise or something like that. Whatever it's called, that's what this look is giving me, y'all. It's like I can't explain it, but it's dope. And I just came with it off the whim. Like I said, I didn't have nowhere to go, y'all. I just wanted to do some makeup. And what I should have did that I didn't do, y'all, now that I'm looking back at this, I should have took that gold and put it a little bit over the arch of my brow to give it like an extra little right there. Oh, that would have been hidden, y'all. But it's all good. The look still looks really nice. I'm going on with my baby skin primer, and I'm just putting this on both my cheeks and my forehead. I believe put it on my chin. But as I was rubbing it in, y'all, I realized that I did not wipe away the flyaway from the glitter from my or whatever it's called, y'all. I didn't wipe it away, so it was like making my face shiny. Yeah, look at it. I'm like, wait a minute, is that glitter? Is that glitter? Is that velvet? So I went in and took me a cotton swab with the witch hazel on it, and I just cleaned up underneath my eyes to get some of that fallout from the eyeshadow off and kind of clean it up a little bit before I went in with the primer. And I didn't even add any more primer after I cleaned up. I just used a little bit on my forehead. It probably would have been too much if I rubbed all that in as much as I did the first time. So brief intermission, y'all. I thought my baby hair was thinning, but I had to burp her, y'all. Make sure y'all is burping y'all babies, because babies hold a lot of gas, y'all. If y'all did not know that, I'm sure y'all did, but I wanted to tell you anyway. Say hi to Bill. Say hi, Bill. And she waving at y'all, or she's going to wave at y'all. I'm gonna make her wave at y'all. So yeah, say hey to y'all little niece. Y'all always see Poppy in videos, and now that I've had Bill, she is 2 months old. So yeah, multitasking again. But like I said, nothing was finna stop this show. We was finna get this ball on the roll, okay? So she went back in a little bouncer, and we got back up in there. I'm gonna go ahead and snap my little nursing bra, and we gonna get back into it. Let's do it. So yeah, I'm gonna add a little bit of Vaseline to these little crusty, dusty, rusty little lips, and we're gonna get this show on the road, okay? Or should this show on the road? Whatever. We gonna start getting it, all right? Because we gotta hurry up and finish. So now I'm going in with the Kylie Jenner concealer, and I'm just using this to contour my cheekbones and my nose. And y'all, it looks like it's gonna be too dark, but when I tell y'all it's going to melt and give me that really chiseled bronze look, it really does the job, y'all. So it's like, look, okay, it might look red, but once it oxidizes, it just fits. You know what I'm saying? Like, it give me that sun-kissed look. It does look like I have on too much, but when I tell y'all, once I blend out my contour and add my little bit of blush, it is chef's kiss, y'all, okay? It's really one of my staple items, and I am so sad that she discontinued it because I liked her concealer line. But we just gonna have to figure something else out once I run out of it. So y'all see I'm trying to really blend that in and give me that really snatched look. Y'all feel me? You feel me? So now I'm gonna go ahead and blend out my under eyes. And y'all see how good of coverage that is? Y'all, when I tell y'all Elf is that girl, Elf is that girl. And if y'all don't know it, y'all are asleep on it. I'm just letting you know ahead of time. That Elf concealer be doing it. You would think it costs a lot of money, like it was Makeup Revolution or Born This Way or whatever it's called. Like, you would really think it was that, but it's not. It's Elf, and you can find it at your local Walgreens or Walmart or Amazon, y'all. I shop everything on Amazon, y'all. But yeah, do y'all see how that contour and like, y'all just see how that melts? So now I'm going in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills foundation, and when I told y'all I'm only using a very light bit of foundation, y'all see them two little pumps? Yeah, two little pumps right on my jawline, just because my skin is two different shades. So like I told y'all, I wasn't gonna go in with all that foundation because I didn't need it. Y'all see how everything is just starting to melt into place? Like, yeah, it's giving very much skin. It's giving very much sun kissed. It's giving very much delectable. Eat it up, baby. Eat it up. Yeah, I did that. Y'all can't tell me I didn't. Y'all can't tell me I didn't. So now I'm going in with my Juvias Pl. So I want to say this is Nude 2 palette. And I'm going in with these two shades. It's an orange shade and the brown shade. And I'm just using those as a blush. I noticed that with a lot of melanin women, we do good with rosy blushes, orangey blushes. Like, those, like, other blushes is not for us. But them roses and that orange, yeah, it hit different. It hit real different. So now I'm gonna go in with my True Complexion from Black Radiance, and I'm using the darkest palette, the darkest shade they have in there, and I'm actually setting my contour with that dark shade. Yeah, that powder right there, it's giving it life. It's pretty much bronzing everything, melting everything, setting everything. And I'm gonna go in with my lighter shade of the second palette. I want to say the other palette was deep or dark to deep or something like that, and then the second palette that's up is the medium to deep, and their contour of that palette, I use that to set my under eyes. Instead of going in with setting powder, I use that, and I'm just setting under my eyes, my chin, my nose, all that. So now I'm going to go in back into that same eyeshadow palette. Yep, that one right there. And that orange shade that y'all seen me using at the bottom, it looked like it was wet. That's actually all liners. So if you wet your brush a little bit and use that, that's what I would lined under my eyes with. And I gave me that little orange liner. And then I'm going to go in with that same shade that I used on my eyes, that orangier shade from the beginning. And I'm actually just going to press that into the liner to give it that pop and to make the liner stay. Because like I said, that is a wet liner. It does dry down, but I just feel like adding the powder to it, it kind of gives it an extra pop. Y'all see that? I did that. So that same Kylie Jenner contour I use that to line my lips with, and it just gives me a very light line. I didn't want nothing too harsh because I want to do a more natural lip. And I added a little bit of this soft pink gloss, well, lip stuff. It don't have a label on it, so I can't tell you what it is. But yeah, I just popped that on there, and here's the final look. This is in regular lighting, and then this is me outside. We took a little ride in Base Old School, and yeah, baby, y'all see that? It's giving. Only thing I could have did was added me a little highlighter on them cheekbones and down that nose, baby, and I'd have been doing it. Bye.